A soft drizzle coated the quiet road just outside a small town in Washington state. A car slowed near the forest edge, its headlights catching something strange, a dog, soaked and limping, with a torn leash trailing behind him. His eyes, wide and pleading, locked onto the driver's. That moment sparked a chain of events that would ripple across the nation. Emily Carson, a 34-year-old veterinary nurse from Olympia, was driving home after a long shift. Seeing the dog in distress, she immediately pulled over. She stepped out into the rain, knelt down, and gently reached out her hand. The dog, ribs showing beneath his muddy coat, limped closer, tail low, but something hopeful flickered in his eyes. "It's okay, boy," Emily whispered. She took him to the clinic where she worked. The team found he had multiple untreated injuries, including a broken paw. The vets estimated he had been hit by a car days ago and had somehow crawled for miles in pain. Emily named him Chance. That night, she posted his story on Facebook, writing, "He didn't bark. He didn't growl. He just looked at me like he was asking, 'Will you help me?'" The post went viral within hours. Chance's story resonated with thousands. People from all over the country commented, "I cried reading this. I needed to see this today. It reminded me there's still good in the world." But this wasn't the first time animals had reached out to humans for help. Earlier that year, in a suburban Ohio neighborhood, a family was startled by frantic scratching at their patio door. When they opened it, a raccoon stood there, not hostile, just desperate. One paw was swollen, and she limped a few steps away before stopping and looking back, almost as if urging them to follow. The family's teenage son, Tyler Jennings, had always had a soft heart for animals. He convinced his parents to go with him. They followed the raccoon to a nearby bush, where they found two tiny kits shivering in the cold. One barely moved. Tyler wrapped the babies in an old hoodie and raced with his mom to the nearest wildlife rehab center. The mother raccoon didn't interfere, she just watched. When the babies were safe, she disappeared into the trees. She didn't come for food, Tyler told a local news station. She came for help. Then there was the story from Brooklyn, New York. A bodega owner, Mr. Martinez, began noticing the same stray cat appearing at his shop every day, pawing at the glass and meowing. One evening, he followed her after closing up. She led him down an alley and behind a dumpster, where her kitten had gotten its leg stuck in a drain grate. The man called a friend from animal control, and together they freed the kitten. The cat never hissed, never ran, she just watched and waited. Mr. Martinez took both cats in. "That cat wasn't begging," he said. "She was pleading." Emily, now inspired, began compiling these stories into a blog she called When They Ask. She invited people from across the U.S. to share moments when animals reached out, and were answered. Each story added a piece to a bigger picture: kindness knows no language. There was the story of a monkey at a wildlife park in Florida. A tourist family noticed her dragging her baby toward the park cafe. The baby wasn't moving. The monkey didn't try to snatch food, she just kept nudging her baby toward the people. A visiting veterinarian stepped in, recognized the symptoms of dehydration, and alerted staff. The baby was treated and recovered. Another tale came from Texas, where a group of kids riding bikes found a dog barking frantically beside a ditch. Inside, they found a newborn fawn that had fallen and couldn't get out. The dog wouldn't leave until the boys helped. They later named him Hero, and one of the boys adopted him. One of the most heart-wrenching stories came from Minnesota during a blizzard. A woman named Rachel Simmons spotted a red fox curled up outside her porch, shivering. She noticed it kept trying to stand, then collapsing. She bundled up, stepped outside, and saw it had a wire trap on its leg. Rachel called a rescue group, stayed with the fox through the freezing night, and helped get it to safety. The video of the fox limping away into the woods after its release brought millions to tears. Emily's blog became a movement. People wrote in not just about animals they helped, but how those moments changed them. Like Jason, a retired firefighter from Illinois, who saved an owl caught in netting in his barn. That bird looked at me with eyes that knew pain and trust. I hadn't felt useful since I left the job. That moment reminded me I still mattered. Or Vanessa from North Carolina, who had just lost her job and was battling depression. One rainy morning, she found a soaked kitten under her car. She took it in, nursed it back to health, and named her Hope. I saved her, Vanessa wrote, but in reality, she saved me. Emily began sharing these stories in short video documentaries on YouTube, titled When They Ask, Real-Life Animal Heroes. Her most powerful video yet, a 10-minute montage of rescue moments, filled with raw emotion and shaky footage, ended with a scene of Chance, now fully recovered, running beside her in the park. The last frame paused on his eyes, soft, full of gratitude. The screen faded to black, and the words appeared. Some don't speak our language, but they still ask. The real question is, will we answer? The video trended across platforms. Schools used it to teach empathy. Shelters saw adoption numbers rise. People stopped to notice what they once ignored. News anchors called it a wake-up call from the voiceless. Emily kept going. Every week brought new stories. A deer tapping on a cabin window during a wildfire in California. A pelican dragging a fish net to a lifeguard tower in Florida. A horse refusing to leave its injured foal's side until help came in Montana. And still, every night, she came home to Chance. One evening, while sipping coffee on her porch in Olympia, she noticed something move near the woods. A young coyote, limping, stopped at the edge of her yard. It didn't growl or flee. It just stood there. Chance noticed it too. He didn't bark. He looked up at Emily, then back at the coyote, as if saying, "It's happening again." And it was. Because when you open your heart to those who ask, you become something more than human. You become the answer.